You are now entering Armbar Audio.
What's up? Welcome to another episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host, John Kearns. Next to me is two small people. Number one, my trusted companion.
Tim Farley, what's up, everybody?
And...
Whatever John does.
Huh? Yeah.
I was like, whatever John does.
Usually finger guns. And our good friend, the voluptuous Sid, the NerdyMark Saram.
What's going on, everybody? Sid here, happy to be here. I think it's been a while since I've been on this channel. It just feels like forever.
It's been since the last list video.
Yeah. I
Haven't missed you. No.
No, it's okay. I was only talking to John, so it's no big deal. So anyway.
Yeah, well, John is the host of the show, so.
Yeah, I'm the host of the show this time because my video is the big one.
You've been demoted. Tim's been demoted, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That has been a while.
Me and John did a vote, and we both voted for me to be demoted.
Oh, man.
So what are we here for, boys?
I'm having a couple of problems with you, and I was like, you know what, John, I agree. I have the same problem. Whatever you want to do, I'm okay with.
I'm going to say right off the bat, you probably noticed something a little bit different. This video is not titled Top 10 Matches of April 2021. No. This video is titled Favorite Matches of April 2021 because we had a discussion earlier today and we decided as a group, unanimously, as friends, that something has happened in the world of pro wrestling which has caused the quality of wrestling matches to skyrocket over the past few months. And the list of matches we have to show you today, we could not in good faith rank them in a top 10 styled list. Isn't that right?
Yeah. No. Also, there's many. There's a Stardom match on here that I picked, but on the same show, a lot of people have talked about other matches more so or rated them higher. There's before when we were doing this list, I would do and watch a lot of matches myself, and then give them to the others to watch to try and form what is the best top 10 matches of that month. That is way too much work for me and them. And I said, from now on, you guys watch whatever you want in the month. You pick 3 matches that are your favorites and bring them to the table. I'll do the same thing. No one's leading anyone to anything. If you have a good match, you can say it. If not, whatever, doesn't matter.
And then for the 10th
is a unanimous decision on a match. Not the spot, but because these aren't really rankings anymore. Right. These are just our favorite matches that we are playing in a 10 list format. So take that.
At the end of the day, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
And we want to hear from you guys too. We want you to drop down in those comments and tell us what your favorite matches were. This is not a ranking anymore. This isn't us telling you these were the best things that happened this month. We're changing this into something that's just these are matches that you should go out of your way to check out.
Because I liked it, or because he liked it, or because he liked it.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know, wrestling is subjective, as is any art.
Yeah, everything's subjective. So
it's just more of an expression as to what we like as fans of this sport/art known as professional wrestling. It's still debatable whether it's sport or not. I don't know. Thank you, Tim.
It's less us telling you what the best matches of the month are, and more just now it's going to be a monthly party of us gushing about how fucking awesome wrestling is.
I'll drink to that.
So we're going to move on to the first match we're going to talk about tonight. That's going to be for the NXT Women's Championship from NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Night 1, it was Io Shirai defending against Raquel Gonzalez.
And this was picked none other than by our esteemed NXT colleague, Sid.
Esteemed panelist.
Yeah. I just got a new job as an NXT panelist.
I've been referring to you like that on this show for a long time.
Okay, it's
He's
changed. You said you're the,
Yeah,
I was going to say NXT. No, it's changed. First, you're the NXT guy. Oh, you're the resident NXT fan, and now I'm the NXT freaking agent or some bullshit. Now I'm the NXT correspondent. Whatever. I like NXT. That's the
He's
bottom
our man
line.
in the field.
Because Stone Cold said so. Anyway, that made no sense.
What?
But what? Anyway, yeah, Stone Cold was not in this match, but
No.
two terrific athletes were. Notice I said two terrific athletes, not two female athletes. These two, in my opinion, are two of my favorite wrestlers. Raquel Gonzalez has, ever since she returned and aligned herself with Dakota Kai, she has been absolutely dominant. She's pretty much, slowly breaking out of Dakota Kai's shell, and I could kind of see, now with everything that happened, and I'll talk about the result in a sec, but with everything what after this match, you can I can see that they're very subtly teasing a breakup between these two women. I can just, you can feel it. It's something about it there.
It feels like, and I don't know if you watched back then, when Shawn Michaels brought in Diesel. Shawn Michaels
pretty much,
had Diesel as a bodyguard, and he either won the title or didn't get the title, and then Diesel did, and then they had a feud. It kind of feels similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Raquel Gonzalez, leading up to this match, man, Io Shirai called her out because Io Shirai wanted to test her mettle against the best, and she felt that Raquel was going to give her the most worthy challenge. And
she did. And
at one point, building up to this match, I believe it was the Go Home show for Raquel put her through a fucking wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I'll just say this. I know when I mentioned that I wanted this match, I know, Tim, you were a little bit disappointed that I didn't have Pete Dunne and Kushida on here, which that match was great. I'll say
Watch that match.
Yeah, it was great. But I think this one, just the stakes just felt higher, and the build was just so much more. I
also felt that way because I was in the old mode of thinking that we addressed at the beginning of the show. And now, whatever. You could like Hornswoggle versus El Torito. I don't give a shit.
That's so funny you mentioned that, because I was just in a conversation about that match on Twitter earlier today. The WLC match.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, that match fucking ruled. With all the spots from the outside people and everything. That was awesome.
Yeah, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No, all I wanted to say is, this match, and I know I've spoken about it many times on my channel, and I've told you guys about this too, but I have talked about how I wanted Io Shirai to have, an Asuka-like run where she holds the title until she gets called up to Raw or SmackDown, which, praying to all the wrestling gods that she never does, because we all know what's going to happen to her. Charlotte, for example. Anyway, but I'm just I'm very happy for Raquel because, she definitely, even though she's a heel, she definitely has those tendencies where it's I actually busted my ass here and I fucking deserve this belt. So, and she absolutely brought it to Io. And of course, one of the best, probably, well, John, I guess you're the spot guy, so I'll let you do that. But I just think just great tidings for Raquel. Looking forward to her match against Mercedes Martinez. That's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah.
I am very, very excited for that. But, John, what was your favorite spot in this match?
Favorite spot in this match? I mean, talking about pretty much any Io Shirai match, you'd be remiss to not mention an Asai moonsault.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Right.
gotta go with that, you know?
Yeah, she's the best, you know. And she likes cats, by the way, as she said to Frankie Monet, formerly known as Ty Valkyrie.
Frankie Monet.
I want to go off what you said there, Sid, about Raquel being a heel, but has this other thing. Like, when she won the title, it felt like a heartwarming moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where if they were going heel with her, it shouldn't have. And then after WrestleMania happened, we had the moment with Bianca Rhea and Raquel.
That was amazing.
If she was true heel, she wouldn't have been involved in that.
Yeah. I mean, I would
feel like they may be turning her slowly.
I mean, at this point, I would say she's more of a tweener. I personally wouldn't mind her staying that way because I like characters that are morally ambiguous in wrestling. So that would be cool. But if she's going to go full face, I wouldn't feel bad either, I think.
I mean, we don't have to tell you what happened in the match because Raquel Gonzalez, you know what she does. Io Shirai, you know what she does. It was speed and smarts against pure power. And pure power won.
Yep. That is true.
Let's move right along. Oh, we're getting into my first match that I picked this month. We're talking about Tim, no. No. Don't ruin my groove. We're talking about GCW's The Collective. We're talking about RS Spring Break. We're talking about the GCW World Title. We're talking about Ricochet Page versus the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage.
MDK all fucking day.
All fucking day, Tim Farley. This, if you are a deathmatch fan, like I am, you need to watch this match because there were light tubes, there were panes of glass, there were doors, there were chairs, there was a literal scaffold built outside of the ring that Ricochet Page was thrown off of through glass tables.
That's a question.
Oh, that's a question.
Nick Gage didn't lose the title, correct? Like, he never lost it in a match.
No, he never lost the title.
Right. And Ricochet Page was like is the ultimate heel in GCW, or was, if you've watched GCW Ashes to Ashes. He had taken over. He was a bastard heel, and Nick Gage came back and called him RS Pussy, and GCW fans had been waiting for this match. So much so that Spring Break was called RH Spring Break because he beat Ricochet Page beat Joey Janela for Spring Break's rights. So this was a going into this match, it was a big fucking deal.
And this match, it was like it was like you see in movies where the villain is just like relentless and just an absolute bastard, and the hero that's been gone for a while finally comes back and vanquishes the villain. That's what happened in this match. That's what this match was.
And that's one of the things I just want to say in general that I really like about pro wrestling, when they actually make it like an action movie and they friggin' acknowledge that, hey, look, this is our version of an action movie, and they just kind of go with it. And that's one of the reasons why I've been in love with like something like cinematic matches and stuff.
Oh yeah,
but that's anyway. That's another whole other tangent. But
I mean, guys,
go ahead.
The blood loss in this match, the sheer hardcore fuckery that this match was.
I mean, I wonder who donated blood for those two to keep themselves alive now.
Exactly. Like, but at the end of the day, Nick Gage is your new GCW World Champion. And what happens after the match? None other than fucking Jon Moxley walks out, gets in the ring, gets in Nick Gage's face, drops him with a paradigm shift. So sometime down the road, we are getting Jon Moxley versus Nick Gage for the GCW title, I'm assuming. And that's going to be fucking nuts.
Which is fantastic because every era there seems to be a passing of the torch all the time, not just from like WWE's main guy or whatever, even in like the technical wrestling aspect. Daniel Bryan gave the torch to Zack Sabre Jr., blah blah blah, you know what I mean? Nick Gage has been carrying the torch of hardcore deathmatch wrestling, and Jon Moxley, when he was originally Jon Moxley, he did a lot of that shit in CZW and in Europe and Japan, and
CZW
he had inserted himself into GCW's Josh Barnett's Bloodsport and showed up twice. Once on this list, later we'll talk about. And if you watch Bloodsport, that's more of catch as catch can, MMA style type fighting. And him coming to Nick Gage is just a wet dream for someone who loves violence.
Someone who loves death matches.
I have to say, how do you love violent death matches, but then when it comes to TV shows, you like shit like Steven Universe?
I don't know, man. Like I guess it's because like I know
yin and yang, man.
Yin and yang, man. Like I get my feel. I get
just
my feel in the ring, and something about the fact that it's consensual. Makes it better for me. Something about the fact that it's not like really real makes it better for me. You know what I mean? And guys, I'm looking forward very much to the Nick Gage episode of Dark Side of the Ring coming up this season.
That should be crazy. They have the Brian Pillman episode part 1 on Vice's YouTube, and
did you guys watch it?
It gets nuts. I did. And it's already pretty nuts, and I'm really looking forward to part 2. So,
yeah. If you're not watching Dark Side of the Ring, something's wrong with you. Seek help. Like, find a way to watch it.
I think we should start reviewing them.
Honestly,
we should. Yeah. I would. Hey, count me in.
You're in, dog.
For real, for sure. Yeah. I would love.
Let's move on. But yeah, MDK all fucking day. We're going to talk now about the Universal title, and we're going to talk about SmackDown. We're going to talk about Daniel Bryan.
Oh, wait. Can't do that anymore. Sorry.
We're going to talk about Daniel Bryan versus the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
This was my first pick. Originally, I had slotted the tag title match from DDT's April Fool between Eruption and Smile Pisari. So check that match out. But this match took its place. it happened on April 30th, so it was much toward the end of the list. This had a major fight feel. This was a pay-per-view-esque level fight. It was Bryan's SmackDown career on the line against Roman Reigns' Universal Championship. Immediately, we realized how important this was because Roman finally came out to new epic music, and he was wearing a golden glove on his Superman punch hand. Bryan started fast, but Reigns used his strength. It was power versus speed and wrestling ability, guts versus self-assuredness. Bryan focused on the left arm, setting up for the yes lock throughout. A lot of the time, Bryan would have an offensive flurry only to be stopped by a big strike or power move from Reigns. Reigns hit an amazing powerbomb off the second rope for a 2 count. Bryan would then hit a back suplex for 2. Bryan kicked the arm when Roman went for a Superman punch. Roman went through the barricade when he missed the spear. It was followed by a diving headbutt by Bryan for 2. There was a nice Superman punch to counter the Bushido knee strike for 2. Bryan did a seamless roll-up from Roman Reigns' spear, which was absolutely beautiful. Roman locked in a guillotine choke, but Bryan transitioned into an armbar into the yes lock for the second time. Bryan turned Roman fully away from the ropes. He had him in the move, and as Roman almost got to the ropes, the stature, you got to think about the stature of these men. Bryan had the ability and the strength to literally move Roman's entire body away from the rope.
That's awesome.
Roman powered out and mounted Bryan, and the pummels came. He hit a power bomb, more pummels, another power bomb. Roman tried to guillotine with the right arm, but Bryan was resisting. But Roman smartly switched to his left arm and put Bryan to sleep for the victory. No matter how good Bryan is, and yes, he's still at the top of his game, Roman is pure dominance. After the match, Roman was going to concerto Daniel Bryan, but Cesaro came out and hit 2 running uppercuts and was making Roman his bitch until Jay attacked from behind and tied Cesaro in the ropes while Roman concertoed Bryan. Cesaro is poised to win Money in the Bank next month because I highly doubt Roman will give Cesaro an opportunity at Backlash.
So, I just want to say to all the people who still hate on Roman, and that's probably like 2 of you.
Yeah, like 2 holdouts.
Are you talking about me and John?
No.
Not you and John. I'm talking about out there.
There's got to be
still
like
hate
2
Roman
holdouts
Reigns.
out there that are still like, fuck Roman.
And please go back into to under the rock from which you are staying in, because we don't need that kind of negative energy in our lives. Please and thank you.
For the Rock.
Oh God, yeah.
Right, but you know what? I do like not like you're talking. Actually, like old school wrestling fans that still like treat it like it's real. Like my aunt, like if I talked to her about it, she'd be like, "You know, I used to like Roman Reigns, but now that he's with Paul Heyman, he's a fucking prick." And like I'd be like, "Well, yeah."
I remember. Oh, I gotta say this. Remember when Roderick Strong joined the Undisputed Era? I was on this one wrestling group. That takeover, I was like, "Dude, this takeover was so awesome." This dude come out, he's like, "What? It was not awesome. It was terrible. Roderick Strong turned heel." I was like, dude, what the okay? But no, all I wanted to say is like, so Tim, you and I one time, I think we were watching a match, Kenta versus Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor, and this reminded me so much of that match, just because it felt like the Daniel Bryan of old, and like and I think with everything going on with Daniel Bryan, we could see the American Dragon again, potentially very soon. So I'm really excited about that. Roman, by the way, his theme, I think the last piece of the puzzle is complete. His theme song is changed. He's fully away from the Shield stuff.
They finally got rid of the fucking Shield song.
Yeah, except for the pants, but that's okay. And by the way, it's great. And by the way, WWE Music actually put it on their YouTube channel like today, on the day we're recording this.
That might be the fastest they've ever put a video up.
Yeah, that, and then the second fastest was probably like that, and then before that maybe the Fiend's theme, but that's about it.
Right.
So yeah, but like I mean, Roman's presentation is great. I love the Thanos-inspired glove that he uses now. It should just be called the Thanos punch now, no longer the Superman punch. But anyway, yeah,
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know, I'm all for it.
Don't think that's gonna happen.
I know it's not gonna happen. I'm just saying it would be cool.
You know, Mr. Marvel's for that.
A man can dream. A man can dream. Okay.
I love to crush your dreams. You've mentioned this multiple times. The last episode I think you were on, you were like, Tim, why do you have to interrupt with your logic?
Yeah.
I don't know. You and your fucking logistics.
Yeah. Freaking wrestling Wikipedia over here. Jesus Christ.
He's the wrestling oracle. I've been trying to tell you people.
Love you both. But no, he is. I'm just saying, it's just like, damn it, I can't have nice things because Tim has to.
Do we have anything else to say about this match?
John, go ahead.
I don't know. Do you? You didn't say anything.
I don't have anything to say about it. I haven't seen it, but like, I could mention a little something about Mr. Bryan's contract expiring.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. What do you two have anything to say about that?
Well, I didn't think it was happening this soon. I thought that he was going to work NXT until they renegotiated. And I had read that Bryan kind of wanted the Omega Moxley type of deal where he could go wherever he wanted. If the things that are being said are true, and I also read today that WWE is diligently trying to re-sign him. So,
well, they should.
The whole speculation on where he'll end up, you know, if WWE is actually trying to pursue him still, then maybe he'll get the contract that he wants. If not, he's going to turn it down, and he will basically be like a freelancer showing up wherever he wants. He'll be doing things like Andrade and Moxley and Omega. Now, Moxley and Omega have a home promotion in AEW. Andrade, we're not actually sure if AAA is his home promotion because he's taking independent bookings elsewhere in Mexico and I believe in Texas. And I believe on one of the flyers, they said that he was a member of LFI, which is in Ring of Honor with Passione and Gobernables.
Oh, right.
So, you know, who knows what's going on there. So I would say if he ends up in WWE again, he will have the permission to do what he wants. And if he doesn't, he's going to do what he wants anyway. But I wouldn't expect him right away. He might take some time to father his children. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
I would expect him. I would expect a match between him and Jonathan Gresham and him and Kazuchika.
Oh, yeah, yes. Please.
I need him and actually him and the guy on your shirt, Tim Pac.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, there's a ton, man. Like anybody, literally anybody.
John just climaxed off screen.
Even fucking Toru Yano. I'll watch that.
What's that?
I'll watch anything with that.
Not even fucking Toru Yano. I'll watch that.
Oh, that'd be great. Yo, I know what Tim wants to see. Tim wants to see that rematch. Tim wants that rematch.
Boy.
I don't know if Brian can handle the smoke, bro. I don't know if Brian can handle the smoke. Shingo's.
I'm not gonna say anything. Just go ahead.
Get him through the fucking Tokyo Dome. So I don't know. But like, just imagine like the guy who unified the ROH and the ROH Pure titles coming at Jonathan Gresham saying, "I made that belt into nothingness. I took it away, and you bring it out, and I'm gonna fucking take you."
If that happens, it needs to be either Pure Rules or a submission match.
Oh, it will be Pure Rules. It'd have to be Pure Rules.
Yeah, Pure matches are actually like I've really enjoyed whatever the Pure matches.
They're really cool.
I would love to
I like them a lot.
That's a very cool concept, and they're really good. So I love that.
Yeah, that's what ROH does. They actually have.
Oh,
Doesn't
did we
compete
lose Tim?
everywhere.
No, he's back.
Say that again. We lost you.
ROH does a really cool thing where their roster just doesn't compete in everything. If you are in the Pure division, those are the matches you wrestle.
Yeah.
If you're in the television tier, like in that division, that's what you wrestle for. You wrestle for the rankings to go up to the TV title, and so on and so forth. It's a really cool way to go.
It's not like this is a lower mid card title, or this is a higher mid card and this is the main title. Like all of them are in a that's pretty cool. That's good. Okay, much respect, man. Much respect. And their titles, by the way, I'm sorry, their belts are so beautiful.
Their belts are
ROH.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one right here is a beauty. It's a thing of beauty as well.
Come on, man.
All last month.
What?
Just make a video.
I did.
Just adoring that thing, and get it all out at once. Because you did this last month.
Did you not watch my unboxing video? That's what I did.
Tim doesn't watch your content.
Why do you feel the need to come on my show?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, your show. So what about John?
Our show.
There you go.
Who do you think you are, Kenny Omega, bringing your title to our show?
Actually, yes, I do actually.
Oh, okay.
You know Jordan can't dance like Rich Swann.
Yeah, he can.
That's what you think. That's what you think. All right, we're going to talk about the next match. Sid, it's one of yours. We're talking about.
Oh wow, nice.
NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2, unsanctioned match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Yeah, first of all, surprise. But dude, this match was hyped to the moon and back as well. In the words of Dolly Parton, "From Here to the Moon and Back." Good song, by the way. But
Dolly Parton is a fucking genius and a fucking icon, and also the build to this match, the whole
that's what I was trying to.
It's called that Jeremy Borash put together. It was fucking fantastic.
It was great, and like this match was, like I said, it was really, really hyped and lived up to it and more. I mean, these two were former brothers in the same freaking faction. They came into NXT together, dominated this entire brand, held all the gold, all four members holding NXT gold for a decent period of time. And then all of it and then now after Kyle O'Reilly kind of started getting a little bit more shine, thanks to his matches with Balor, Cole, getting a little jealous and like, yo, I thought we were pals, and now here you are chumming on up with this outsider over here. What the hell? And so he got pissed.
And even going as forward to try and recruit him into the Undisputed Era?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, right? So, and I love the clashing. I love their contract signing. I'm honestly not a big fan of contract signing segments, just because I know how they're all going to end. Someone's going to get put through a table. But this one right here felt real, and like you could see the clashing of ideals. You know, these two men have changed. So, well, Kyle O'Reilly has changed a lot and has pretty much outgrown Adam Cole, and Cole didn't like that. So right. Cole is like, bro, I brought you in here. I can take you out. And that's what he tried to do. But at the end of the day, Kyle O'Reilly took out Adam Cole. And I don't know if I can watch another match like this again, because I may cease to exist because it was that freaking good. Go ahead.
Here's the thing about NXT,
Sid,
what makes NXT different from the main roster. Oh, okay.
Sid,
I was already 5 words in.
Yeah, and you weren't listening.
To what?
Sid, that was very good analysis.
Thank you.
That might have been some of the best you've ever done here. Honestly, I'm serious.
Appreciate it.
Right,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. I was talking to a fellow wrestling fan about the difference between NXT and WWE, and we all know what I'm gonna say. Triple H versus Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Triple H brings people in, may add a little on them, but if it worked somewhere else, if it ain't broke, he doesn't fix it. He just might add some more polish.
Yeah, he'll change the name. He'll change.
Have had much history together. They were tag partners in ROH. They had blood feuds in ROH. And look what he did. You know, like I said, he added polish. And that's what I love about NXT. Because I could say, oh, wow, this person's going to NXT. I bet somewhere down the line I'm going to see this, and I'm going to love it. Just like an example, LA Knight.
Yeah.
Other than the name change, everything's the same.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
back to this match, my favorite thing about this match was the use of the chain. Oh my god, it was fucking awesome. Like, wasn't there a point, Sid, where Kyle, like, wrapped it around his knee and dropped his knee on Adam's face or something?
Yes, that was freaking
fucking sick.
Yeah, and I think the chain. I mean, and maybe I'm sorry.
That chain.
Maybe
I'm clothesline.
Right.
Though.
Yeah, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, but the chain felt like a symbol. It's almost like one thing is like they're both linked together. It's like, I believe we're destined to do this forever. But at the same time, Cole is trying to chain down Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Kyle breaks the chains open. Sorry, I had to do that. But
Good shit, Sid.
Yeah.
That's fucking perfect. Because they probably went over that before
WWE
they did the
fucking contract Sid Saram to write the WWE 24 episode on Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Or just get me up to like 1,000 subscribers on my channel. That would be good too. If y'all can.
Or just give me a writer's contract. No.
Yeah. Or just pay me. Just send me a check.
Fuck you, pay me.
Or just fire Velveteen Dream. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that too. I would love that. Don't worry. When we negotiate contracts, that will be in my.
That's one of your
requirements. Thing where they're like, "All right, kid, you have too much public heat on you. We're gonna keep you in this closet for like a year and a half until we could bring you back out, and we think everyone forgets, and then you'll probably do something fucking stupid again. So we'll fire you then."
Yeah, we'll find you on.
Here's to making money and living in Florida.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably see you in a certain website which you're not supposed to be on, but we'll probably see you on there.
Oh no!
Websites that you can go to jail for?
Exactly.
Moving on. No,
what a great match! What an awesome match this was. My God.
Tim, tell me about Stardom.
Stardom started this month with a fantastic event called Stardom Yokohama Dream Cinderella, and it was basically to kick off the Cinderella tour for the Cinderella tournament. The Cinderella tournament usually happens on one day, but this year it happened on two. Unfortunately, due to the events with COVID that are happening in Japan right now, it was the second round was supposed to end on April 30th. It is now ending on May 14th. But this fantastic. The main events were really good, but this was the last match, and it had Donna Del Mondo going head to head, minus Natsupoi, who wrestled Tam Nakano. You had Himeka and Maika, the goddesses of Stardom champions, going against Julia and Syuri. And Syuri is the SWA undisputed women's champion. This match followed 3 great matches and a big emotional departure, which was unexpected, by Bea Priestley, and it still held up as a main event. Even though they're faction members, neither team held back, especially Julia and Syuri. Julia and Syuri have tagged more than the champs. Himeka usually tagged with Natsupoi before claiming the titles with Maika. At one point, Julia snap-mared Maika off the top onto the apron, and then Julia and Syuri made a double kick sandwich of Maika, and followed by dives, and then started using chairs on Maika and Himeka. Both teams used a lot of tag offense. Julia, after getting her hair shaved, is just absolutely ruthless. Every move, strike, dive was crisp and fluid by all 4 women. Maika was like a suplex and throwing machine. Himeka had the high-impact power moves and moves that took both challengers down, like a corner splash to both Syuri and Julia and a double clothesline. Once again, showcasing her strength by putting the challengers in a torture rack at the same time. Syuri and Julia hit her with double elbows in the corner and a backdrop from the second rope, but couldn't keep Himeka down. Himeka hit a torture rack slam type move for 2 on Julia. There was a lot of stereo offense by Julia and Syuri as well, hitting the same moves on opposition, such as strikes or a double DDT. This match showed just how good Donna Del Mondo really are, and not just Julia. Maika had a lot of time in the ring with Julia and Syuri, first with great exchanges with Julia, and then coming down to the member who needed out of the match because they took her to school. Julia even hit a Northern Lights bomb. After multiple saves and near falls from great offense on both sides, Syuri and Julia defeated their stablemates to gain the tag title. Afterwards, Syuri made it known she wanted Utami's World of Stardom title. Utami has since told her she'd give her the opportunity at it if Syuri can win the Cinderella tournament. Syuri and Julia are now called ALK, Alto Livello Kabalawan, which translates to high-level craziness. And ever since Julia has gotten her head shaved at the anniversary show, she is crazy. She is letting all the chains. And Syuri's been ruthless, man. She was a UFC fighter, so like teaming them 2 up, I really don't know in the tag team division who is going to be any kind of threat to them. And Julia is money. She won the Women's Award from Tokyo Sports, and if you wonder what Stardom thinks of Julia, she has been when she had the secondary title, she was being on the main event over the main title. In this show, she was over both titles and Bea Priestley's departure in the tag team title match as the main event. So, however you look at it, no matter where, she's kind of like, and you mentioned this earlier, Sid, and I kind of disagree with you. Like Charlotte. Charlotte may not hold the title all of the time, and she may lose to people, but she's always the top star. And that is kind of the feel that I'm getting with Julia. But yeah, this show was great. Check it out. This match was great. Check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was great.
Very well done.
I think one thing I will say is with all these Japanese promotions, whether it be Stardom, New Japan, Noah, anything, it doesn't matter what faction you're in. They still treat you like an individual. Like, you may be my brother or sister in this case, but I want that title, and I don't care what I have to do to get it. It doesn't matter. Heel, face, it doesn't matter. And I think that's something that I can appreciate from, Puro Wrestle, where it's more about individuality than the group. I mean, yeah, the group is important.
More about competition in general instead of drama.
Yeah, and like in each wrestler, each performer wants to be on top. Group, no group, it doesn't matter. They want to be on top and eye on the prize, as they say. So yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Good shit, guys. Good
wow, we're on a roll today. That's good.
You really
like it. Yeah.
Number 5. Oh, Tim, you get to talk again. Number 5. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 6. Josh Barnett versus Jon Moxley.
Right off the jump, I want to say the commentary for the Roman Reigns and Bryan match was fantastic, and the commentary was absolutely fantastic. If you didn't know who Josh Barnett was, or if you didn't know who Jon Moxley was, they explained it really well. They explained the moves, why the moves were happening, etc. Just fantastic commentary overall. Moxley had upped his ground game and wrestles well in this match, especially transitioning with his transitions and getting out of submissions, unlike his previous match against Davey Boy Smith Jr. Barnett had a very strong ground game, but Moxley hit a DDT and started with the knees, and this busted Barnett wide open. Moxley dived onto Barnett on the floor. Barnett's submission wrestling knowledge is unreal with the way he got out and applied submission moves. Big forearms from Barnett opened up Moxley. Moxley ended up biting the open wound on Barnett, a no-no in Bloodsport. He also did some small joint manipulation, which is against the rules as well, and Barnett quickly reasserted dominance because he was pissed off about him breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Barnett ultimately hit a Death Valley driver, then held Moxley's arm as he kicked Moxley's head in for a ref stoppage. This match was brutal. It was smart. It didn't wear out its welcome, and it felt special. After the match, Moxley, went after the referee and was holding him like, you can't stop this. And Barnett waited for Moxley to get on his feet, and it seemed like we were going to have a second round. And eventually Moxley shook Barnett's hand, and both of them talked to the crowd and said how much they love the fans and the business and the opportunity to do this. And Moxley made a thing about like coming up with a catchphrase, and he was like, "I've been trying to do it for 20 fucking years, and it still hasn't existed." or come into existence. It was hilarious. But this was the day before he showed up to spring break. But this was just like, if you are an MMA fan or you like old school wrestling or just like grapple sports and stuff like that, I would watch this match. If you're not familiar with this kind of stuff, I would watch this match. Moxley has, like, from his match with Baby Boy Smith to this, he improved so much. And they even mentioned, like, how he's been training with some guy, Giordano or something like that.
Yeah.
At Randy Couture's Extreme, gym or whatever.
Yeah, he's been doing the Randy Couture training for a while, actually.
I believe Daniel Bryan did as well.
Yeah.
But, fucking,
Did not know that.
this stuff was just awesome. And Barnett looked like a fucking beast, man.
Barnett looks like $1 million every time he's on TV.
The fucking
on your screen.
beard and the fucking cloak and the pants and like they call him War Master, and they explained why. They explained that he was the youngest UFC heavyweight champion. Yep. They explained that he's a bare knuckle fighter, that he fights in all different kinds of forms of fighting, whether it's kickboxing, just grappling, catch-as-catch-can matches, bare knuckle boxing, just straight up fights. Like, the guy is just nasty. And they also explained a lot about his character, that outside of the ring, he is smart, and he talks about Voltaire and philosophical things, and can talk about this and that, which I know to be true, because behind the scenes, Moxley and Barnett are good friends. Barnett has been on Renee's
podcast
and
sessions.
Moxley made himself part of it, and it was a great episode. But yeah, this was fucking good.
Yeah. Speaking of podcasts, another really good one was the Broken Skull session with Chris Jericho. That was actually a pretty good one.
That was fantastic. I loved that.
I liked it.
I loved that, and I loved the one that Jericho did on Talk is Jericho, where they did sort of the same thing, except it was about Stone Cold's career.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I still need to listen to that one.
Like, after the episode was over, Jericho talked about it on Twitter. He was like, they just kept talking and hit record, so it could be a Talk is Jericho episode.
Interesting.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last time we're going to talk about the Collective on this show. So I just want to say that the Collective in its entirety is awesome as an idea. And I'm very proud that Armbar Audio was able to be part of it this year.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, if you watch the Collective, we had some commercials, and our logo, or our old logo, was on the mat.
Yeah.
On the left side near the bottom. It was very humbling and awesome for both me and John to see pictures of people like Leo Rush and
like standing on our logo,
and Moxley and Barnett and all these people walking on and wrestling on our logo,
stepping on us. Okay.
But it was great. GCW is a great promotion. Right now, I would say it's the #1 indie in the U.S. And pretty soon, John and I are going to be bringing you the episode of why you should be watching GCW. And our guest is pretty fucking big. And he may be your daddy.
Sorry, I don't know. But
of course you don't.
So
let's talk about NXT.
Sid, we'll tell you in private later.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
actually going to talk about Impact.
No.
So Sid will have a lot to say. We're going we are going to talk about. Well, I'm going to tell you about Rich Swann defending the TNA title, TNA/Impact title against Kenny by God Omega.
The god of gods, of wrestling gods and gods.
The best bout machine, the Queener,
Ow.
God of Wrestling, Kenny by God Omega. He goes by many names, but there is one universal truth, or something that I think is universal truth. I'm not going to say that this is the truth, but in my opinion, and Tim agrees, because I got the opinion, we shared this opinion.
I'm sure Sid does too.
Sid probably does. You're going to have to watch this. This is Kenny Omega's best match since leaving Japan.
100%.
There's a couple reasons why. Number one, the man wrestled like he was in the Tokyo Dome. Number two, Rich Swann, since leaving WWE, has cemented himself as one of the top contenders in professional wrestling. Number three, Kenny was hitting moves that he has not hit since leaving Japan. And number four, just
and if he had used them since leaving Japan, he didn't hit them like he did in this match.
Yeah. And the last point that I'll make, Kenny Omega and Rich Swann had impeccably natural chemistry. It was crazy to watch. Two men that, to the best of my knowledge, have never been in the ring together have the chemistry that they did. Tim, talk.
You're right, John. They haven't been in the same ring together.
Yeah.
At one point, when Rick Swann was in Dragon Gate with Ricochet and Apollo Crews, I believe, was there. There was like a joint show between Dragon Gate and DDT, and at the time, Kenny Omega and Ibushi were there. And Rich Swann said on Jericho's podcast that he was watching Omega and Ibushi and saying, I need to step up my game. And he talked to Omega afterwards, and he said, hopefully one day down the road we'll wrestle. And
Here we are.
Here we are in this once-in-a-lifetime thing where two promotions are putting their titles on the line. This was a historic main event. I don't want to be like Don Callis and oversell it, but it was history being made. And whether you like Impact or you don't, or you used to like Impact and you don't now, and then this and that, blah, 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 the title itself has lineage with people like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, etc. holding that title, because Moose lost the original TNA championship and they merged.
They were unified.
Yes.
The
point where Rich Swann, people weren't sure if it was a botch or if he hurt himself, where he was doing he went to do something from the outside to the ropes, and he was like doing a headstand, and people were wondering what happened there. And there was another time, I saw a lot of talk, especially from people like Brian Alvarez and some other people, that were saying near the end of the match, the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes, that Swann was blown up and that Kenny had to carry the rest of the match. And I disagree. When I watched that, I didn't get that feeling. I got the feeling that Swan was selling and selling very well because, like John and I said about the moves here that Kenny used were like the New Japan style. His V triggers were those V triggers. His Dragon Suplex was that
Dragon Suplex.
I mean, I remember I watched that night, and I messaged John, and I said, yo, this is the best fucking Omega match since he left Japan. He's doing the shit like he used to.
If you remember what I said I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe it when I see it,
yeah.
But I trust you.
Yeah.
And you watched it today, and you said
in the group chat, holy shit.
Holy shit, he's back to what he was. And that's what we've all been missing, and I hope it continues. But fuck, man, they did have great chemistry, and
it was really
there's other people out there. Another thing that I don't like that I'm hearing a lot is the only Impact isn't benefiting from this relationship.
Bullshit.
You fucking dumb idiot. The two pay-per-views that he's been on have been their highest since they were on Spike. The TV ratings have fluctuated, but I was on Twitter during Rebellion. There were AEW fans or just plain wrestling fans tuning in, and they were saying how surprised they were of this guy named Josh Alexander, this guy named Ace Austin, Deonna Purrazzo, etc., etc. They didn't know the card aside from this match, but they were talking about the entire card. So
if you're saying
you can sit there and say that this isn't helping Impact, but I'm seeing.
If you're saying this isn't helping Impact, it's because you have this weird fucking vendetta against AEW.
I mean, they all. Let's face it.
Or
let's face it, they also
this weird vendetta against Kenny Omega. Yeah,
Jim Cornette. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, Jim Cornette. Fuck Jim Cornette.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Anyway. I mean, let's just face it. Those guys also live under the same rock as those Roman Reigns haters do. So
yeah,
there's that. But I mean, yeah. As you can see, I talked so much about this match. I will say this. This is more and more this forbidden door is pretty much non-existent at this point. Although I mean the real forbidden door.
We're getting El Phantasmo on Impact next week. We're getting Yuji Nagata on Dynamite.
He's gonna actually face off for this belt.
The forbidden.
Now that I can let slide.
That's funny. The forbidden door is a pile of splinters. The forbidden door is a pile of splinters at the feet of at the feet of Tony Khan, Don Callis, Scott D'Amore.
It's not a pile of splinters, John. The forbidden door is off the hinges, and whenever Moxley and Nick Gage wrestle, they're going to take the forbidden door
through for it. Yeah.
Yeah, like DJ. In the words of DJ Khaled, they tore off the hinges and they placed it in the fuckboy's hands. DJ Khaled, man.
How could he call people fuckboys when he is one? But
I mean, that's another story. But yeah, anyway, I don't go down on my girl.
But
okay, sorry.
Has he ever made a fucking beat, or is he just friends with people? Like, does he actually? Does he know how? I don't understand him. Does he just go on his friends' songs and go, "We the best"? And they're like, "That sounded great, Khaled. Yes, we're gonna give you $1 million."
I mean, he's basically a fucking Pokemon because he shows up, says his name, and fuck off.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Okay.
Why Khaled appeared? Oh shit! Start the song over.
Can you imagine
Boom.
Can you imagine if on the next freaking WrestleMania the special guest wrestler is DJ Khaled? I would. Exactly.
That match like I did with Braun and Shane. Fucking.
I will say this though.
Whatever.
Yeah. What, the Bad Bunny match?
No.
It's not about Brian.
I like
Shane.
That was actually good. I actually liked
That was
Bad
really
Bunny.
fucking good.
Respect to Bad Bunny. Holy shit, man. That guy's awesome. But yeah.
We
I
are
mean,
gonna
anyway,
move
what I'm
on.
trying to say is, okay. But yeah, great match. Forbidden Door is gone. Yay. And DJ Khaled. Okay, let's move on.
And Bad Bunny.
And Bad Bunny, yes.
I'm going to tell you about WrestleMania Night 2. I'm going to tell you about...
What a great segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about history. History was made with the first two, not just women of color, but people. First two people of color to main event WrestleMania together. The Boss, Sasha Banks, and the EST, Bianca Belair, for the SmackDown Women's title. There are those who do not sing the praises of this match as I will. To them, I say you are entitled to your opinion, but in this scenario, it is objectively incorrect. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks proved that not only do women deserve to main event, but that women
John,
are the main
put your
event.
hands down.
My hands are in my way for you, but not for XSplit.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The moves in this match were hit with crisp precision. The taunts in this match were awesome. The commentary was amazing. Michael Cole saying the words, "For the first time in history, two black women are main eventing WrestleMania," brought a little bit of a tear to my eye. Because Michael Cole, when they need him to be on, he's fucking on.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I always say about Michael Cole. The hair whip heard around.
It ain't even just that, John. He's on all the time. He does what they want him to.
Yeah.
So if they want him to be serious, then you're going to see that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Michael Cole is undoubtedly probably the best commentator.
Yeah.
Because he does his job 100%.
No, yeah, for sure. Yes. Yes, he does.
The hair whip heard around the world.
That was good.
that left a welt on the side of Sasha Banks was amazing. And Sid, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, just on a side note, that I think that is the first time she's used it since leaving NXT.
I think it might actually be. I really think
It might. I don't watch the weekly product, but
yeah,
everything that I've seen of her on the main roster, I didn't see it.
But I don't have a lot to say about the match itself. I'm going to talk about the moment. Before the bell rang, right after the introductions, Bianca Belair started visibly crying. Like, not just tearing up. Like
sobbing, dude.
Like, yeah. And it cuts to Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks is looking the same way. And then they shake it off, and they put on a half hour of fucking clinical wrestling.
Yeah.
It caps off with Bianca Belair defeating Sasha Banks and becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and hoisting that title above her head with just a look of pure joy and happy tears. And we see in highlights of the after show, Montez Ford running to the ring and having Bianca on his shoulders, and seeing the whole locker room really pour out of the back and celebrate with her. I mean,
It was definitely.
how can you say that this wasn't history? How can you say that this was bad? I mean, WrestleMania is about moments, and this was nothing if not a fucking moment.
Yeah. And also, not to mention, like, I mean, there was like, it was more like candid camera footage.
Yeah.
But like Sasha Banks, like on the outside, was visibly smiling, watching Bianca Belair. Like she broke kayfabe, whatever. I mean, I'm sure Jim Cornette just his head just blew up and came back together because he couldn't believe it. Anyway, but sorry, I don't mean to ruin the moment talking about peons like him. Anyway, but yeah, so I think that this was just like, I mean, like you said, the match was an absolute clinic, but I honestly think it was that much more impactful because there were fans at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
The fact that they even allowed fans to be there. I know we're in this pandemic and COVID is still at large and whatnot, but I don't know if it would have had the same impact as if it were just the same gravitas as it would have had if it was just in the Thunderdome. But,
I'm very happy that it happened in front of some sort of live crowd. Yeah.
Speaking of which, apparently Double or Nothing is going to be a
full crowd, full capacity. 5,500.
Cool. And that's going to be good. It's like they're just sticking people with the vaccine as they go in. It's like,
I think that they're doing it because Florida is at like 65%, and things are. According to our governor, things are going to start being allowed to open back up when we get to 70%. So,
I mean, Texas just went ahead and said, hey, we got the vaccine, so y'all don't have to wear masks anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I can say a lot about Texas, but you're here, so. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think AEW's built up enough good faith to do this, and has done the right thing this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that it would be happening without express permission for it to happen.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, let's talk about this match, Tim.
A couple more. Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
You all said so many things that I agree with, and I'm just very happy. At the start of the year of 2020, when we saw Bianca go up to SmackDown, we all said, WrestleMania, it has to be Sasha Banks versus Belair.
And then she won the Royal Rumble. And then she got the match. And then they said it wasn't going to be the main event. And all the fans were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then they said, okay, it's the main event. And they fucking vented.
Yeah. And I'm also very happy for Sasha Banks because she's been in a lot of historical. She may not be like the most decorated four-horse woman, but she has been in probably the most historical moments and matches to the women's division in the entire WWE history, and this added to it.
I mean, she's a Mandalorian, so that's
which she deserves.
That is true.
The match, I'm going to be honest, it was much earlier this month. All I remember was being super happy.
Yeah.
So take that for how you.
That's all that counts, man. That's all that counts.
Yeah.
We got to get through these last two because we're starting to lose Tim.
Right. Tim's just like.
I honestly didn't have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I didn't remember a lot. I had to watch my matches.
Oh, now Sid's freezing. Before it was Tim, and now it's Sid. Oh, no. There he goes. You're back.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you about Sakura Genesis. New Japan Pro Wrestling. We had
another historic.
He said another historic moment.
Was this Yeah, I guess it was. The IWGP World Heavyweight title the new IWGP World Heavyweight title, defended by Kota Ibushi against the leader of the United Empire, Will Ospreay.
And going into the match, Kota Ibushi would not wear the new title because he hadn't defended it yet. And there was a lot of, oh, it looks good. Oh, it doesn't look good. I don't know how to feel about it yet. But all of us agreed that the belt looked like it was made for both of these men to wear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it looked really small until I saw it on Ibushi's shoulder.
Yeah, the
Isn't
pictures online didn't do it justice.
No, not at all. It's a nice belt. And after learning...
okay.
What?
That the version 4 of the IWGP World Heavyweight title, that will always be my favorite belt from New Japan.
It might be the best belt that was ever made.
Yeah. It was just heavyweight.
Yeah.
Heavyweight. The heavyweights. I'm sorry. The heavyweight title and the Intercontinental title, both are two of my favorite belts, like, of all time. And I got really sad when they got rid of it. I
did too. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want it to happen at all.
Can we now admit, I have to admit that this is my favorite New Japan title right now. And the New Japan Strong belt.
It's a nice one. It's a nice title.
I think it's a lot, like, it's just a different one. That's why I got the United States champion.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How about the match?
Yeah, the match was really good. The match, I mean, it's Will Ospreay and Kota Ibushi. Fucking hell. It's going to be, like, they're going to try to behead each other. They're going to try to break each other's necks. They're going to try to break each other's arms and legs.
Like Will Ospreay with like 50 moves in the air.
50 moves in the air. We got like the fastest appearance of Murder Ibushi that we've ever had. We had like, shit, man. I mean, what can I say? You look at that card, you look at that graphic, and you don't get a little bit excited. What the hell's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, these are two premier athletes,
world-class athletes.
Yeah. So I mean, like these two, they couldn't have a bad match if they tried. I think. But yeah, like I think
ultimately, the Golden Star Kota Ibushi did in fact fall victim to the Stormbreaker. And we have a new heavyweight champion in Mr. Will Ospreay.
Yep. No, I'm okay with it just because, like, I've seen, like, Will Ospreay, like, ever since he formed the United Empire, like, the last couple of matches that we saw him in, and even the whole United Empire, like, they've been losing, and I'm like, why? What's going on? And then now...
Yeah, Tim, I mean, you have to have something to say about that.
I think he's pulling up his notes, so he's just wanting us to talk. But yeah, I just want to say, like, I mean, I think this victory for the United Empire is just a big statement as to how
they really needed it.
They needed it, and so like it's just a statement as to what the bright future, what's in store for the future of this faction. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Sorry.
There's in this match, everything was done very well. The facial expressions between the two, the taunts, the moves, it was all done really well. It told a great story because these two kind of were in the opposite way of Shingo and Ospreay. The Ibushi and Ospreay were made for each other. There was a point where Ibushi did a poison rana off the top, and Ospreay landed on his feet and dared him to come get him. We are seeing Will Ospreay turn into the main event star, and it's very good. I don't know how I feel about the result, because going in, right, okay, Ibushi has been on this long journey with New Japan, where we love Ibushi, but does Ibushi love us? And then finally he signs a long-term deal, and he doesn't go to AEW like people expected. So now, yes, he does love us, so we're going to love Ibushi. And Ibushi finally gets the title at Wrestle Kingdom, and everyone's rejoicing. And then he does something. He says something and manifests it and does it to the point where the crowd and the people watching at home were totally split. And then if you take Will Ospreay and his accusations outside of the ring, and then how he used those things as to further his heel character on screen, it was almost like a lot of people were watching this match with no dog in the race, but both dogs were the top fucking dogs.
Yeah.
And now we're at a point where Ospreay has the title. He just defended it in probably the match of the year. And Ibushi is kind of swimming around, doing not much. And we have Omega over there getting all these belts. And we have Ospreay calling out Punk, and Punk saying, ask me this if he still has the title after the summer, which is obviously after,
Dominion.
Yeah. And so it's just a weird situation. The heavyweight championship situation is very weird. I have many theories. I don't know. Like you guys have said earlier, Wrestling Oracle or this or that, you call me. This situation is something I can't foresee, which is cool. It makes me feel like an old wrestler, like I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
At the same time, I feel really bad about the booking of Ibushi, because he's kind of in no man's land right now after being on top for such a short period of time. But on the other hand, I feel great for Ospreay because he's ascending before our eyes.
Yeah.
But no doubt about it, this match was fantastic. And yes, the United Empire needed this win. They needed their leader. They needed their leader to lead them, and he did.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
That works.
Good stuff, man.
But the undoubted, unanimous between the three,
more.
Best match, I don't care, I'm going to say it, best match of the month of April came to us.
Boom! At
Great
NXT.
land that Sid walks along.
NXT Stand and Deliver Night 1.
Yeah.
The NXT UK Championship. Walter against the Psycho Killer Tommaso Ciampa.
Now, just seeing the names, you're going to get a fucking A+ match.
Yeah.
So we talked about Murder Ibushi in the last match. We saw the return, and this is something that people have wanted. We saw the return of Psycho Killer Tommaso Ciampa in this. You know, a lot of people said, "Oh man, he's gone soft since he returned." There was a kind of an inkling of the Psycho Killer character coming back when he returned and absolutely murdered Jake Atlas.
Yeah.
But like he kind of went back to his like face character. But after teaming up with Thatcher, I think Thatcher has kind of brought that out of him again. So it was just really cool to see.
Walter even said it. He said, "You have a family now. This is not number one to you anymore.
Yeah,
you're softer, and that's why." And
that too. That was just fuel the fire. But yeah.
What about the necklace, Sid?
Yeah, I forgot about the necklace. You can talk about it if you want.
Didn't Walter rip it off of him?
Yeah, Walter.
Oh yeah,
and then like with the mat,
yeah,
Ciampa like took it off as a symbol of like, I'm not thinking about my family. I'm not thinking about that. All I'm thinking about is beating you and getting the UK title.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Walter. The one thing that I remember is Walter chopping the announce table in half.
Yeah.
That was just awesome to see. Like that just shows the power of Walter and why he is the NXT UK champion and why he has pretty much just been ruling the UK division.
I don't know if Walter's capable of a bad match.
I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you, the more I see, the more I like.
Exactly. Yeah.
The giant Austrian murder baby is a real thing, and you should be scared. Like those memes. Giant Austrian murder baby isn't real. It can't hurt you. Yes, it is real.
Austrian murder baby.
And it can chop you. And it can chop your soul.
My God.
Yeah, I mean,
this match was so fucking good. Like,
it was really good. It was really good.
NXT Stand and Deliver as a whole, top notch.
For sure.
Both nights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, though. If nobody else has anything to say about that match, that might do it for us here.
I mean, go watch it. How about that?
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the symbolism with the necklace, top notch.
That was great.
The physicality, top notch. The big fight feel, top notch. The commentary, top notch. Top notch stuff from two
that's
top notch guys.
Top notch. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't say top guys because FTR will file for trademark.
Yeah, that's true. They will.
Yeah. Sue us.
They hate it when people take their shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah.
No. You got that wrong. You got that backwards.
What did I say?
They started using Fear the Revolution or something, and Caleb Conley
Revelation
has a tag team somewhere, and they
no, that was the Revolt. That was the Revolt.
Yeah, the Revolt.
So you guys are backwards with that.
I'm always backwards. Leave me alone. They're thieves. But yeah, we're winding down here. We're going to end this one. It was fun. I like doing the list this way, guys.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. That was really
like cool. I said, man, tell us what you liked this from April. Tell us what you want. Any suggestions for anything? Drop them in the comments. Comments below. Like the video. Share it with your wrestling buddies. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Click that bell. We're here every goddamn Saturday talking about wrestling. And if you're a wrestling fan, you should be part of this community.
Wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one. Peace, love to all of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.